Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone and everything in between. My name is John Snoo, here to introduce you the runners of this race for tonight. We have norskmatty versus ninjembro for Group AA, and our mode tonight is Invrosia. I'm also joined here on who I'm going to imagine is sitting next to me, but he's not, in the comfort of his own home, Jossie. What's up, man? How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm great. Really good guys racing, and I'm excited we get to calm together for the first time.
Oh yeah, man, this is an occasion. We're calming for the first time together, and we're calming for a whole entire group of people that were all at SGL Live together.
Yeah, right. The four of us, your two comms and your two runners, have all met each other at SGL last fall.
It was a good time, man. I hopefully we can all do it again this year.
I would love that. As we start out with a mushroom in Link's house, not going to be able to turn that in for a while.
Whoa, wait, we're in the dark world.
Yeah, the inv part of Invrosia.
So to go ahead and clarify what the mode is here, Invrosia is an inverted start, meaning we start in the dark world. Game mode. We only have. Oh, Maddie got sniped out really early by that bomber.
Oh, and he's not going back, so he's going to miss the hammer.
Yep,
that's unfortunate.
That was really unfortunate there during the explanation.
And the Master Sword.
Wow. Okay. That was quick. That was really quick. That's a really good hype cave.
Yeah, that could really set these two runners in different directions, depending how quickly Maddie gets back there. I think he's probably going to farm some bombs in Skull Woods, if I had to guess.
Which is a right call at that point. Like, you get sniped up by the bomber, you don't really want to, you know, take the chance for the tree pull again. Ooh, we got a map check here. Green pendant Ice Palace and a blue pendant TR. Looked like a 5-6 Skull Woods, and everything else looked like normal crystals.
I saw a 5-6 on Swamp as well.
Good call. So now we know our 5-6 information and 2 pendants, which means we have a non-crucial pendant in the light world, and the rest are crystals. And yeah, Maddie farming bombs here like we were talking about. So either...
Yeah,
anyway,
it's not bad, it's just unfortunate given what's in Hype Cave.
Yeah, exactly, right? ninjembro here, going to be playing the arrow game. Probably going to chill over here by the NPC. And if you shoot arrows whenever the ghost lines up with the second curtain, you'll hit it every time for 3 whole cycles. So if you ever want some free money, all right, ninjembro, come on.
Yeah, or you can miss like ninjembro and he's resetting because he now doesn't have enough money to play the game again.
Buddy, please. That's funny. So anyway, though, besides the inverted start for Invrosia, to go back to that really quick, there is one really small specific thing with this mode. And Joss, you want to go ahead and throw it out there, or should I continue?
Two small things. Big key shuffle, as we saw Maddie pick up the Hera big key in Skull Woods, and the boss is guaranteed to have an item.
So for those that are unfamiliar with the mode Ambrosia, that rule set still applies here, it sounds like.
Exactly. That's the Rosia part of the mode.
Maddie gonna get wall mastered, go back down for the front here afterwards? Or actually, no, we already did the front because we farmed. So we're gonna do VOO. Oh, never mind. He did not finish the front. I think that's when we were too busy kind of looking at ninjembro.
Yeah, because he didn't have a small.
Right, you're right. And we're going to be able to do a nice full cycle of a clear out here. You're probably going to find one more small key to make your way out from the bouncer room coming up here.
Yep, which means there's an item in Bridge Chest as well. Besides the guaranteed item on Moth.
Yep. And then it could still possibly be the Skullwood's big chest though, too.
Oh, right, I forgot. Right, we don't have the big key.
But it's a small possibility because usually in this mode, I mean, 8 times out of 10, it's going to be under the bridge. It's going to always be fire rod locked.
Yeah. Oh, but that's interesting for logic because logically, the boss is behind all 3 small keys. So if the small key is in the big chest, as we find a book in C-shaped house, then logically you'd need to find the Skullwoods big key before Moth's in logic.
Yep. That's why big key shuffle can really kind of throw things in a jam and a gear, because what you could do is you could really start thinking if it's like crucial ooh, there's our glove. If you can start thinking crucial logic to really push your next decision.
So we're now a hammer away, not a hammer, a moon pearl away from Light World access. Always nice when you can get it without Aga. It seems like in Ambrosia, Light World access is frequently through Aga.
Oh yeah, you know, where is Aga?
Oh yes, that's a nice feature of Inverted. Aga 1 and Aga 2 decided to swap places along with their entire towers.
Oh man. Does that mean it's smaller though? Wouldn't Ganon's tower be bigger?
Yes, I don't know how they fit Ganon's tower on top of Hyrule Castle.
How did we do that? We got some geniuses behind the randomizer then to cram such a big place in such a small castle.
Hey, and we've found the eastern big key here in the front of Thieves. That's a nice thing to get out of the way. That can sometimes behave like an ice rod in this mode.
What I'm nervous and pretty scared about to find here soon, though, with that glove, we should be seeing a lamp eventually. But what I'm really scared of seeing is flippers always in this mode. Because with how we have an inverted start, there's actually, they make it to where Ice Palace has an open ramp in inverted. To where that way you can access Ice Palace the moment you get flippers. One thing I've actually been noticing a lot of main tournament this year, though, not a lot of people going to pod whenever they have the chance to. That's come to bite a lot of people, but also everyone's been doing it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we have a hammer, so it's, you know, in logic to, well, guess it depends on the bow, whether it's bow locked, but, you know, we can at least get over there in logic and likely do a chunk of it in logic.
Oh, absolutely, especially if you find a small key in the very first check there. All right, Maddie, your turn. Don't let the stream down.
Hopefully you're a better archer than your opponent.
We should play cornhole or something and really test their accuracy in person this year, huh, Chauncey?
Oh, I'm horrible at cornhole. Right, I should mention the other, like, thing about this match where the runners and I have all agreed to drink an Imperial Stout beer over the course of this match.
If I had one of those, I would have joined. However, right now, I'm just enjoying some Angry Orchid at the moment.
Good old Angry Orchard.
Oh, dude, you can never go wrong with a basic hard cider now, can you? Before that one, though, I had, it was called it's called the Gun and Smith. It was a local one here. Since we could talk about this really quick while our runners are doing the same thing. It's like alcohol percent 18. And it's so sweet you can't even like really taste it. They had to discontinue it for a lawsuit, which is really sad, but I still have a case.
Oh boy. Yeah, there's a place near me that does like something like that, except it's only 13%, but same idea, too sweet to really taste anything else.
There are some fun laws here with alcohol in Michigan, but the moment that someone passes from alcoholism, they can use it, so they have to be really careful.
Yeah. Now, Maddie will finally circle around to Hype Cave, get his Master Sword and his hammer. And what do we do now? Pod area?
I mean, at this point, you kind of have to. Or at least I feel like you would have to.
Yeah, Mountain's not in logic without the lamp. Oh,
Because
I should also mention that, we did compare notes, and the runners and I have all picked beers that are at least 11%.
oh, I'm a little bit ahead then. Whoops. Okay, so even though Maddie died here trying to get the hype cave, this is not going to feel horrible. Like, because all he's going to do is walk up to hammer pegs here, right? It's not going to feel too bad.
Oh, and there's a big key sitting on pyramid.
Pod?
Thieves. I was thinking it was going to be Skullwoods or Thieves, honestly. So now we have to go back and do the back of Thieves, though at least we have a decent loadout for it, except for, 4 hearts.
So, reminisce with me here for a second, Jossie, since it's going to be a minute for our next check. Last year, we had the mode called Influ Keys, where all the keys were shuffled, including bigs and smalls, right?
Right.
But we had a starting flute. I opted for the flute to Meyer, and if I get money, like a 300, instead of going to VOO, I flute to 2 and do pyramid ledge down to pod. I did that a lot that year. And again, same kind of motif here. A lot of people didn't want to rush pod in that sense. But
speaking of not rushing pod, Ninjembro's doing catfish here, which is isolated because even if he had a mirror, you can't mirror in this direction inverted, and Maddie's following him doing the same.
I don't blame them. This is a Sphere 1 check the moment you get that glove. So being able to follow this is pretty nice to get done. But
without the flute, you need the hammer or the flippers to get to East Dark World as well, but we got the hammer.
All right, so now we have crucial decisions here. So Ninjembro going to the mountain out of logic, saying my lamp is just going to be in pod.
I think he's going to Thieves Town with that big key.
He's doing Thieves Town? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's following the big key to Thieves Town. I didn't catch how many items we've already gotten out of Thieves, though, again, Blind has to have something.
Yeah, Blind is forced to have something. We found 1 dungeon item in the front. So it's at least a 2 in the back.
Okay. The Eastern Big doesn't count as a dungeon item. It actually counts as a regular item because it's Big Key Shuffle.
So then we found 3 items in the front?
I don't know. I didn't notice whether we got the map or compass.
Oh, true. That percentage is catching up to me.
Also, a reminder, please drink responsibly.
Oh, we are in the comfort of our home.
Yes, we are all in the comfort of our homes. None of us are driving anywhere. It's a weekend.
It's Cinco de Mayo, man.
That too. So, Maddie joining Ninjembro in Thieves. Again, this makes sense.
Yep.
You've got a boss available. It's just annoying that you're on 4 heart screen mail.
Well, my thing is, Jossie, if you're not ready for these kind of things, you're not ready for main tournament.
Yeah, which is why, you had to play every mode in the quals this year.
Which is a nice change, because as well as a few of my other friends do know, I decided to take a little bit of a rando break before going back into tournaments for a little bit, mainly because hey, look, Moon Pearl.
There we go.
Mainly because there's fighting games coming out that I want to be competitive, like, in that field too, because that's where I came from. But I need a little bit of a break because, man, I think I did 13 tournaments last year. That's just too much.
Jeez. Well, people seem to be enjoying this tournament so far from what I'm hearing.
That's good.
I've certainly been having fun watching it and calming it.
Oh, I believe that 100%. I've been having fun in the commentary that I've been doing every now and again too. I think the only thing that could really turn how main tournament works upside down, or not even upside down, but like in a little bit of a different skew. It seems to me like some people are still getting the same modes over and over again with the card system, which is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, we had like 3 races at the same time on SpeedGaming 1 through 3 this afternoon, and they were all open hard. That was just ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, really? Wow.
Yeah, like what are the odds? I mean, in one case, it was like a 1 in 13 draw with the cards.
What?
And they still drew it.
Oh my god. that is. Hey, look, we got a bug net for that small key in the maiden cell.
Which unfortunately can't be tracked on the key sanity tracker.
Ah, damn. We gotta fix that.
Yes, I know a lot of trackers on their key sanity setting, like on the League channels. I don't know what the ALTTP randomizer channel uses for a tracker, but a lot of other trackers ditch the shield because you can see what someone has for a shield.
Yes, because that's visibly in front of the character, so that actually completely makes sense.
So that then gives them a space to put the bug net, but...
Meanwhile, we got a blind script here going on in ninjembro. Blind being one of the few bosses that you can actively move in a variable way, and the fight will go right every time, except we got a beam blocked there on ninjembro's side. So we had to do an extra slash to get the kill and 10 arrows. But here's hoping that V32 for Zelda for ALTTPR, when it comes out, if it comes out, that we're able to get the multi-world sword and shield sprite shuffle, because I really want that.
I don't think I've heard of this.
Oh, it is. Man, let me tell you, whenever you get a tempered sword that is like a hot pink hilt and a pure like brown on it, it looks so weird, but it's really cool to just have different colors at all times. I think my favorite color combination on it was I got a yellow hilt and then I got a dark green butter sword.
Hey, and there's our Lightworld map check from ninjembro. The last pendant is Hera, so Eastern Desert of both crystals.
And we're still missing out on that logical mountain access for the time being.
That also makes the Eastern Big Key interesting because we can open Eastern Big Chest. If we get a bow, we can beat the boss.
Yep. So the other big thing too is that with this light world entry here, we're going to be able to immediately get a ped check. Oh.
Now there are 2 bows, but the other bow could be in GT.
All right, I'm going to go get another drink.
Yes, I think it's a good thing we're drinking big beers here. We're going to need them for this seed.
Oh, I'm so happy I have a mini fridge.
Now the question is, will Maddie also think to check Ped with that early book?
You know what? I honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Maddie did not. However, at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if Maddie did.
Oh, right. Well, part of it is we don't have mitts, so we have to go north. And once you're already in the Lost Woods, it kind of makes sense to just duck up.
This is reading Ped. Yep. Because then the thing is, too, you do Mushroom Spot on the way down to Bandit's Hideout, and then you're able to scout out your LJL. Oh my gosh, Rossi, if there's something also LJL.
Well, you realize that you know what's going to happen. The other bow is logically bow-locked in pod and will sequence break it.
Do not tell me you decided to come with me on the one night that we're going to be here for one of these. Okay, thank goodness.
Okay, I didn't act, that was quick. I didn't catch it, but I assume it was junk on Lumberjack.
It was 20 rupees. It was 20 rupees. The chat almost got really excited there.
Well, there are the flippers. ninjembro must have gotten them. I don't see them on his tracker, though sometimes the tracker lags.
Ooh, speaking of tracker, I don't know who to talk to about this, but I thought of something that might be really cool. So whenever we're doing MC boss for main tournament, either right-clicking it or something, to where that way we can change what the dungeon boss is for the dungeon. So that way it could be like a question mark or whatever the boss is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how doable it is, but you could always, talk to Feasel or T Sigma. They're probably the ones who could do it.
Okay. A peek into the DMs of me and Drossi.
At this point, like, SpeedGaming is planning a back-end overhaul, so it's probably more they take this into account as a suggestion for the updated tracker when the back-end's overhauled.
Okay. Racers and volunteers get excited. Cool.
And we're getting some divergence here as Maddie's heading into CAC and gets Quake and Meyer big. ninjembro gets another heart container, and that's all we've seen in the back of Escape.
Well, we get the small key here too, and I'm actually pretty surprised we're not doing Dark Cross here. However, the game plan is to walk out of Sanctuary and then go back down to Kakariko. This is a little bit more of a thorough, I'm going to do everything at once in a huge line type of route, while Maddie might be cutting a little bit of corners here.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I would say Ninjembro has better execution, and both runners know this. However, besides Maddie taking that early death in front of Hype Cave, we also saw Ninjembro missing all those bow shots in archery games. So he'll really need to take on that archer class to improve his aim, right?
You got to at least level up to at least 18 in dex. I mean, come on, man. How are you going to try to do a dexterity move without having any, with having all of your points and strength, dude? You can't do that.
By the way, that archery game can make a difference because Maddie's almost at Zora money, and Zora is, of course, in Logic.
Yep.
I say that, and he wastes $100 at the bottle vendor.
We have so much stuff in the light world, though, Jossie, honestly.
Yeah.
We still have, oh gosh, back at Tavern, all of South Shore, all of Eastern area, Uncle, front of Escape. Man, need I go on? There's a lot to do.
Yeah, it's just like the flippers showed up. You kind of want to check them and not put them to last.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. Oh, hey, look, the arrow that said you want something on Ped.
Yay.
Yay! I'm really surprised that Ninjembro still plays with Vanilla Link Sprite. I'm surprised we haven't found a Sprite for him. Summer, yell at him. He might enjoy the Sprite lineups and stuff, though. I'm not so sure about like personal preferences for things like that whenever it comes to players. Oh, yo. Shoutouts to the Shield on Maze Race.
Don't think we're getting that.
Nope. Never. Hey, we got a funky MSU going. Do we know which one this one is? I like it. I'm gonna look and see if anyone brought up what they have going. I don't see it anywhere though, unfortunately.
Yeah, when Maddie mentioned it on the race channel, Ninjembro got excited. Apparently, they're both familiar with this game. I'm not even familiar with it.
What is it?
Danny Music is saying in chat that it's an N64 game, Mystery Ninja Goemon's Adventure.
Oh! Oh, I rented that game like one time from Hollywood Video before it died.
Speaking of things that make you say, oh, Maddie found the mirror in the dam, which means we could theoretically dip Swamp right now, though we don't have the hook shot.
No, it doesn't. Honestly, there was a few times that I did this in inverted. Please, this is actually a really huge thing that you should do. A early swamp dip here is huge, especially in inverted, but we're not going to get it here on Maddie's side. That's really, I don't know, man.
Because you've already just gone to the trouble of pulling the dam anyway to check the
exactly.
item.
Yep. And then on top of that too, you only have to do one mirror transition, not even two.
Right, it's just annoying because like the items are pretty deep in swamp. As we pull the flute off Bombo's tablet,
got the toodle-dee-doodle-dee. That's how the sound goes, right?
And here's an Agena check too. Now, I wonder if Maddie's going to go into desert or check Meyer with that mirror. Probably both, I would think.
You would think that he would walk out here and get the Meyer Shed area check and everything else at least, right? I'm more so staring at the right side of my screen though, because I want to see if Ninjembro does this swamp dip.
Oh, definitely. That could be big divergence. Especially, again, given that the seed went to the trouble of giving us the flippers early.
It literally gave you full access to this dungeon. I don't see why you wouldn't do it. Wow.
Nope.
We're going to go right.
Yeah.
We still have divergence, but it's going to feel really bad if like boots were just there at Bomb Wall or something like that. We're going to get good amounts of money though from this bush crab. Holy. We're gonna farm it for Zora money. Yeah, see, Vortex agreeing with me actually on this one, and I'm pretty sure I remember Vortex being the voice of the only person agreeing with me whenever I did it last year as well. The moment you get like near something there for Swamp Palace, dipping there, single dipping swamp in this situation for inverted is really huge. Because if something is there, you just flat out win. And I think for both of the times that I had the opportunity to do it, as we get Fire Rod here, Mini Moldworm Cave, and there was nothing on the torch, it looked like.
The key was on the torch.
Oh, so we are boots.
Yeah, so Desert's logically boots locked. Once we have the big key and a fire source, we could steal the small key in the back and just beat Landmo, but...
both times I did it, first time was Hookshot, second time was Samaria. So, I mean, and then the Samaria led to boots and Ice Rod and everything in between. So, like, the chain for Swamp Palace and Inverted is pretty huge, usually.
Yeah, we should also note, as we get Powder on Desert Ledge putting Magic Bat into Logic, probably check that when you go back to activate the flute.
Yep.
But Fire Rod makes Skullwoods clearable. Ether in Ice Rod Cave for Ninjembro, by the way.
I miss what the medallion was for Meyer too, though.
Oh, I missed that as well.
Which is unfortunate because if it is Ether, it looked like Quake. Chat is pointing out. All right, yo, this is why Chat's the MVP.
Thank you, Chat. Everyone's confirming Quake on Meyer, so we could get in. Don't really want to. We have the big key. We don't have Samaria.
We don't have Hookshot or boots to go in, though.
Oh, yeah, right. There's that, too. But, yeah, I'm thinking, like... We got the Fire Rod. Skullwoods is clearable. That's a 5-6. Swamp's our other 5-6, and we're a hookshot away from being able to beat it. I wonder if we're going to wind up at Pyramid Fairy.
God, we could do that really soon here as long as we get a hookshot, huh?
Yeah. And as Divergence continues, Maddie's going to check Uncle and probably the front of Escape if he's walked all this way. And Ninjembro's giving us our flippers checks. This is what a lot of people don't like about Inversia, that as soon as you have Light World access, there are just so many things you can do. It's hard to figure out what the game wants you to do.
Well, it's not only that, though, too. It's figuring out the most optimal way to be able to get what you can get done. As we get a big key here for Desert, and that's that Desert dip not paying off.
Yeah, that would have been one more check again, you know. Need boots and... Well, now we have the fire source. Maddie did find the lamp in Meyer Shed. But, yeah, still need boots to logically put all of Desert.
Seeing all these big keys being shuffled and everything else is just making me more excited for the other tournament that's happening a little bit here, the 80 Keys tournament, which I've been playing with like a lot of my friends and everything else. And there's some people in the main tournament that have been joining us on that. And because they've been practicing so much Fad Keys as well for this tournament, they're like, oh, I forgot Agate Tower was a thing. And the point I was getting at with this is that with that small key for back of it, for Escape being in the back, Maddie doesn't really have a way to loop in the back here in this situation.
Yeah.
So I really wonder...
he will do Dark Cross, though. I would expect.
I think he will do Dark Cross as well, but how do we clean up that back of Escape that we skipped out?
Yeah, it's tough. And you also want to do Graveyard Ledge when you go around there, because you can just walk into it from the Light World and Inverted.
We gotta, we're gonna get the Desert Palace play here on Ninjembro because we did get that Desert Palace big key. So that means we're able to kill the boss and do the big chest. We can ignore the right side for the time being, but ignoring that right side really can dig into your heart a little bit and be like, oh man, there might be something there if I find boots.
By the way, have we seen Hyrule Castle map yet, or does that have to be in Dark Cross?
Oh, that should be Dark Cross.
I don't think we've seen it either. At least Maddie has the lamp. It's going to be a relatively quick check.
The problem is, though, is that this is going to be another save and quits, and saving and quitting in inverted is very costly. The more times you do it, the more time you're giving up.
Well, I mean, I think what he should do at this point, since he's going to have to likely save and quit, is go activate the flute. Because then you can at least get to some Dark World portals really quickly. Or Light World portals, I should say, really quickly. Oh, he's continuing on here. I wonder where he's heading.
So he can go left here and take Secret Grove. Yeah, he's going to do that.
Oh, okay, so he is just going to cack this way, I see.
Yep. And then he'll be able to mirror and flute wherever his heart pleases since we have hammer and glove. So he could do the Eastern Palace play if he wants to from there. I don't think it's going to be an Eastern Palace play, though. I think this is going to be, I'm going to do Back of Escape now and do Sanctuary. Yeah, this is pretty... I don't like being this kind of calm, but I am going to say I would have just done this with Kakariko. This feels kind of gross. But it is a great way to clean this up, though. 100%. Like, if you have to clean it up, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
So good heads up play on Maddie.
Meanwhile, Ninjembro will shortly be showing us what Maddie left behind in Desert Big Chest.
Oh, and on the boss, too. Yikes.
Assuming he decides to do that once he gets the lamp. And it's a crystal, so yeah, you're probably thinking, well, I'll deal with right side desert once I get the boots if I have to come back and check it.
Especially since we have flute and mirror, right? Like, you could just wait until you get mitts at that point.
Oh, that's the compass. So there are 2 items on the right side. We've gotten both map and compass, and we know where the small key is.
Not true. There's an item on the boss.
Yes, that too. There are 2 items on the right side and an item on the boss.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, no, the only 2 logical items. I was like, I'm gonna catch them, and no, the veteran got me this time. Dang.
Yeah, I forget who told me this, but I was told by someone, and it makes sense, that the best way to think about this all is... Oh, looks like Ninjembro is actually going to steal that small key and do the right side. But the best way to think about it is the normal number of dungeon items.
We're going to kill the boss.
Plus a bonus one on the boss. Oh, right, he has the fire rod. I forgot.
Yeah. We're killing the boss.
I was thinking he hasn't gotten the lamp. How's he going to open the back? And right, he has the fire rod.
Meanwhile, Maddie is going to take the time to activate flute here. So I better see the 07s being spammed in chat right now. I don't see any. Where are they at? No one's doing it yet.
There we go. Is that enough for you? And presumably next for Maddie is going to be a magic bag check, I would hope. Sheeps?
Someone called out chat like, oh, they're all sheeps.
Oh, that sort of like yeah. Wake up sheeple.
That caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for it. All right, Ninjembro burned as many fire rod shots as he could, and he's gonna have to spin kill here. Meanwhile, Maddie's getting Smith Chain.
Nice call. I always forget that that's available. They actually took out a couple of bushes there to make sure you can mirror to pick up the Smith without the mitts. In fact, you can even do that without the Moon Pearl.
Yep, you absolutely can, and it's fully in logic. Inverted is fun. It has a lot of very niche logic that you need to learn and be prepared for this mode. Like, the amount of things that you can do with Mirror on Mountain is absolutely absurd. Ooh, okay.
Well, there wasn't anything on Bumper Ledge. Could put Spike Cave in logic.
Yep. As Ninjembro gets the lamp and ends it with a save and quit. What's on the bat?
Nothing.
All
I
right.
guess the big thing that the book has gotten us so far is that flute, which we don't actually need logically for anything.
Oh, that just means we could traverse the world a little bit quicker.
Oh, it's definitely a quality of life improvement, no doubt there.
Hey, is this what I think it is? No? Okay, K45 stuff?
You were hoping for a swamp dip? No, ninjembro
Oh.
already did K45. This is probably just him walking to activate the flute and...
Oh,
do
you're
smith
right.
chain
Yep,
and stuff.
because we still did desert first before prioritizing the flute. Maddie, meanwhile, getting their map knowledge after we start off hammer pegs here, which is also only in logic, mainly with mirror and hammer.
Yeah, mirror gets you out of a number of MITS requirements in this mode. The only thing that's hard MITS locked is actually King's Tomb.
I think we're going to turn in the smith before we do the flute here. So hold off on the saluting, everyone.
Why did Matty flute? Oh, he needs to use the portal because he had to do this in the dark world, and yeah. Inverted hurts my mind sometimes.
It is still inverted. Now this is where I'm gonna start staring at Maddie's screen. Are we going to swamp here, buddy? This is the chance. But we're probably just gonna do right side South Shore and feel really bad the moment we get that Desert Palace big on his side.
And the fire rod.
Yeah.
Ooh,
first logical bottle though.
If more or less vanilla bottle, I mean, it's not quite vanilla since there was a bee in it, but...
Go in. Oh my gosh.
Well, now we'd have to pull the dam again.
You're right, but still.
We'll just ask them in the interview why neither of them wanted to dip swamp after pulling the dam anyway.
I'm gonna laugh if something's there, though.
There probably is something there. Hookshot's been hiding out in left side swamp quite a bit in these group matches.
Oh, seems like the runners are going to be following each other in their tracks a little bit. So we got some time here, and it looks like ninjembro is going to go activate that flute. While the runners are making sure that they're following each other in this race, make sure that you're throwing them a follow. And Drossi beat me to the command as I was getting ready to segue into it. You smart person, you. Get that second salute in chat, y'all. Make sure you guys follow these runners since they're following each other, and they're putting on a great show for everyone here tonight.
And also, of course, shouting out our tracker, Malkier.
Oh, yeah, huge shout-outs. Without the trackers, we couldn't get these races going. I don't know how y'all do it with staying awake, man. I can't do it. I would find myself like silently mumbling to myself or watching something else. Because like moments like these get pretty hard.
So where did Matty spend money that he doesn't have Zora money?
Oh my gosh, where? Oh, he didn't farm the bush crab like ninjembro did though too.
Oh, that could do it. Anyway, he'll be picking up his ether now. Tracker's backwards. Ninjembro has ether already. Matty's about to get it. But either way, they'll both have it.
There should be a flute up to the mountain on ninjembro's side. Or a flute to 2. 3? Well, that was fast. I didn't check that. What are we doing here? We're going to get the Skull Woods kill. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
Some are pointing out that their anxiety for missing something during tracking is what keeps them away. Shout outs to Summer. Summer does a lot of tracking for us on our end as well. And again, every volunteer ever, like huge shout outs to all you guys. It's a big reason why we're able to get a lot of these races, out there to the world.
And of course, there's Maddie's Desert Big and Red Mail. And Zora doesn't have anything important anyway, but it's going to be sitting in the back of Maddie's mind, unfortunately.
Yeah. And those are the kind of things that you really do want to avoid, especially whenever it comes to a tournament 1v1 race. Not so much for a qualifier, because in a qualifier, you're like, yeah, someone else probably did this. In a 1v1 race, you're literally like, there is a 50-50 chance my opponent did or did not do this.
Okay,
and I don't know about you, but I don't like 50-50s. I like 70-30s.
Okay, so that small key in Bridge Chest means that Moth is in Logic, but it also means there is an item in Skullwood's Big Chest.
You got it. Which that was me going back to the whole that Skullwood's Big. It can play a really big factor sometimes in this mode because of how much it messes with the boss's logic. On that mushroom turn in, and bye ninjembro later got yeeted back to the entrance.
Oh boy. Who hasn't been wall mastered in Skullwoods at least 100 times?
At least 100 times.
Sure feels like that.
Intentionally, or and here's the mountain play from Maddie.
Not grabbing Old Man. That's a play.
Not able to yet. Got to go to Light World first to do that.
No, I thought you grab him from that cave in Dark World and then go to Light World and then use the Light World portal to return him. Makes sense. Then you can mirror and then you return him a lot faster.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
And we are not going to learn about Bouncy Guy's song. That's good.
Don't worry, chat. Johnson caught on. It took him a minute. We're having a good time. Oh. Well, there's our hook shot.
Wait, sorry, where? On Moth?
On Moth.
Oh, well, that was important. Fire Rod's important. I hope Maddie does that soon. Ninjembro's going to have a much easier time with the mountain with that hook shot.
That is, in my opinion, that is a Swamp Palace rush, if I've ever seen one. Yep, there it is. Yeah, Wolf, this is going to put Ninjembro at a 4 dungeon advantage over Maddie's 1. That's pretty brutal. It's brutal to walk Swamp Palace, don't get me wrong, but at the same time too, it's still going to be a dungeon advantage here. I'm still really curious as to what we're going to find here, Drosy.
I mean, the best thing Maddie can hope for is the boots on the mountain.
Right here at Old Man or something along those lines, absolutely. It'll help him out massively. Oh my gosh, I saw red.
Not the red you wanted, though.
No, that one was shiny. It wasn't like dull and worn out and grass and mud covered.
So now here's the unfortunate thing about not having the hook shot. Maddie has to go over the top here.
Yep.
And actually, he can't do the rest of Light Death Mountain because you either need the hook shot to go around from the bottom or you need the mitts to use one of the portals on the right.
Which puts a really big damper on this whole mountain play at this point now with us. Oh, there's Tempered. That sword would have been nice for that moth fight, eh?
Yeah, well, and also we saw the other sword on Spec Rock, so...
yeah.
Again, Maddie can't get that without either mitts or hookshot.
Yeah, which is just... it's just really unfortunate at this point. So let's see, we got a sword that's not hookshot locked. I'm curious as to what else we get here. Just a heart piece and a boomerang on Maddie's side.
We can do Laser Bridge from here. No,
Yep.
wait a minute. No, you have to mirror in. Never mind.
Yeah,
And
so we're
he's
just
realizing, yeah, he can't do anything else without either the mitts or the hookshot. But hopefully he'll do Moth now.
That's exactly what he's doing right now, it looks like.
It's just, you know, little by little, Ninjembro's routing winds up being more efficient and he gains more and more of a lead.
Yep. Mainly because right now he's just doing the follow the items. Oh, hey, those boots would have been nice, huh? Those boots would have been nice, huh? I was right.
Jeez. Swamp's got the goods. At least Matty should follow the hook shot there, so...
Oh, we're doing the back first, not left. Okay. We got a lot of the mountain to do and stuff, though. This is the song I remember from this game, and I don't remember why.
I am a little, like... Honestly, I think... Objectively, Moth was a better play than the Mountain, just given the loadouts. You know, you got this Fire Rod, and meanwhile you don't have Hookshot or Mitts to do most of the Mountain.
You know what, in my opinion, was a good play, Jossie?
What?
Doing Swamp Palace whenever we were right there after pulling the dam the first time.
Would have gotten early boots, that's for sure.
I know. And another sword. And my mouth would have been faster. And my back of Skull Woods would have been faster.
Ooh, Matty using the wrong thing and...
Okay.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was a little bit of a health loss, but he should still be okay. I believe in Matty's execution.
Yeah.
Both of these guys...
Just... You can't set fire to those curtains. You have to slash them. Even though logically you should be able to set fire to the curtains.
Oh, absolutely. Meanwhile, the back has literally nothing, so I'm curious as to what the left side swamp has. All right,
wow,
Matty's gonna
that's quite a fanfare.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, Ninjembro is not doing left side swamp. Wow. But yeah, he now
he has way more mountain.
Yeah. He can even do stuff like Laser Bridge. And Matty going to find the small key here, which will tell him that that hook shot is in logic, but... Oh yeah, that's the other thing, like, Ninjembro having done what he did, I'm surprised he didn't just go to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, just dash on up there. Or wait, we have both 5 and 6 done yet? I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Swamp and Skull Woods.
Do it.
Well, maybe Matty will do that, and we'll find out. Or maybe he'll go right back to the mountain.
Well, so, because we don't have a Swamp Palace big, it would be map and compass on the left side, or it's map, compass, one item, and the map and compass is just in the big key chest.
Oh, I didn't realize we hadn't... I'm bad at, like, counting maps and compasses. I didn't realize we didn't find either.
The early dip, you would still benefit to that knowledge. It wouldn't really even matter that much, and even so, you still go to the back pretty quick whenever you come back your second time. And on top of that, too, you did all of Desert with boots. You would have done all of South Shore with boots. It would have been a pretty massive thing if you did this first. Hookless left side swamp from left chest, or from wraparound chest, by the way, is only about a minute and 5 seconds. That's not much at all to make sure that you're not skipping anything or that you could find possibly huge progression.
Yeah, the other thing about the boots is since Matty hasn't finished Desert yet, he can actually do right side when he goes into kill land mode. Because in inverted, you have to go into Desert through the front.
What I'm curious here is if we get whenever we get the boots on Matty's side, if we go back to Desert or not, Jossie.
Yeah, well, right, that's... Could well do that. I mean, he knows it's logically boots locked.
On top of that, too, we still have 2 items from there.
Right, that's what I mean about doing the right side.
Yeah, that's huge. I was just I was mainly reconfirming you being like that's actually a really high percentile play too, actually, now that I think about it. Because the logical chain for that would have been that you needed boots to beat Desert regardless, right?
Right.
and the game gave you all the items to go into swamp to get it first. Because remember, we still don't have the Skull Woods big key, so that hook shot is technically still out of logic.
No, because we got all the smalls. That's the thing. That Moth is in logic because the bridge chest had a small.
I thought we were missing one still.
There's an item in the big chest. We've gotten all 3 smalls.
Oh, okay.
Middle chest had one that is vanilla big key chest, and then there was one in the front somewhere.
Oh, it must have been Mummy Pinball Room.
Yeah, that sounds right. Shout outs to Adirondack Rick in chat for having named Pinball Room many, many years ago. But
It is hilarious whenever a mummy gets stuck there. It does my heart joy whenever I am playing and I'm feeling good during rando, or I feel like I'm playing like absolute garbage. It does my heart good to just hear.
But meanwhile, the mountain is junk. The only moderately interesting thing Ninjembro's found so far has been Half Magic, which was in the bottom of Paradox Cave. Oh, and Maddie
wow.
is doing left side swamp.
I was saying the oh wow on the save there. That was a really good quick downright transition to get his character to move a pixel to the left where that way he can
wow.
jump. That was really wow. Okay, Maddie. All right, I see you now. All right, we're gonna get the laser bridge here on Ninjembro's side though.
Does Ninjembro hover? He could hover back to Crystal Roller.
He could do that. Oh man, we're finding all the small keys.
Yeah, I've seen all 4 small keys on Laser Bridge and Inverted, but there's the Ice Big.
Which we can definitely do now, by the way.
Oh, and there's the last item in Swamp. It's Cane of Burna. Again, a nice to have. Doesn't really do anything for us. We already have Spike Cave and Logic.
Spike Cave is really in logic now, though, too, because with Cape you need half magic. Now with Burna, it is actually fully in logic.
Well, we have Cape in a bottle, so that's...
Oh, yeah, true.
And in any case, Ninjembro got half magic.
Bottle exists only for Sick Kid for me.
Did either of the runners check Sick Kid? I feel like not.
I don't think we have yet. Or no, Ninjembro did. I don't think it was anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to boot up my perfectly legal program to perfectly legally play the game that Maddie's MSU is based on, because I'm remembering a lot of these songs. I don't remember like where they're at and everything else.
See, I was already in college when the N64 came out, so I never really got to play it.
Oh my gosh, I forget about our disparity sometimes, because I'm only 32. I'm only 32, and I'm just like, man, whenever the N64 came out, I was just chilling. I was in like elementary school. I got it for my like 10th or 11th birthday. And then you're just like, yeah, man, I was in college. It's like,
well, it's just like you people born in the 90s. I'm always fascinated that you discovered this game that's about as old as you are.
My grandmother played the absolute hell out of this game, and it was like a quality time thing for us. And I showed her this, actually, if we want some wholesome story while we're doing some normal checks here. She saw this, and she was like, I have no idea what does what. I don't remember anything about this game, but it's pretty funny that you're able to figure out new ways to play it still constantly to this day. And I was like, that's the whole point, really.
Maddie having a bit of trouble with the quick kill on Argus there. Oh, and I guess Ninjembro... Oh, I see.
Jump down and mirrored for TR Big Chest to do up to chain chomps and stuff. No, he did not hover, Jossie. It would be crazy if he did.
Right, no, I was just trying to think, and that, yes, he has the hook shot so he could get through there.
Yes.
Took me a moment that, like, I normally think of, Samaria and the big key and all that.
As one of the council members of hovering, no. I was about to say I would know when we would adjourn a new member into the hovering community.
Well, Ninjembro's teammate Maniacal sure hovers.
Yes, he does. We actually compare quite a bit. We're like, is it really faster to do it this way, like hover this way instead of this way? Does holding your sword out make this way faster instead of doing it normally for this? We're gonna get that gold on Ninjembro's side when we go into Hera, though.
Why not? Well, we'll also get an ether tablet check as both of our runners make use of the book in different places around the same time.
Oh, Maddie's making that desert play we were talking about.
Yep.
Oh, I'm curious now. Okay.
Yeah, he never checked the big chest either, so he has basically everything in this dungeon.
Yep, and kill the boss. Yeah, this could be a swing in Maddie's favor. Here's hoping, honestly, because it's starting to look pretty bleak. Because while he's doing this, Ninjembro is just going to hold on to that dungeon lead.
Yeah, I mean, right, this is the part where you start clearing pendants, and the other bow still hasn't shown, so you're starting to think you're gonna have to get that bow off Ped, and here you are in Harry, you got the big key early.
Oh.
Ooh!
Okay, all right. That's the kind of swing that we're talking about a little bit. Give us one more? Okay, that's still enough of a swing.
Yeah, Ninjembro might be a while finding that pod big. Just another bottle there in Hera.
That is a decent out for Maddie. However, how much of an out that is really does kind of play a factor right now. Because we know a bow is on Ped, but do either one of our... I don't think either one of these guys mimic clip RTA or menu buffer wise, so I wonder if there is one on Bollock's side.
We also don't have an ice rod.
Correct. So we don't have full logic for Ped.
Right. Or Samaria for that matter.
Honestly, well, this is me. If I find that ice rod, I would have hovered for try. Hover, try next. Go get that ice palace clear. Go get that bow. This is the mode where I was ecstatic that I got really good at hovering, but the opportunity never showed up. And the opportunity never starts to show up. It really... There's times where hovering does pay off big, but man, does it come very few and far between. I'm talking like maybe 1 seed out of 150.
Okay, as Ninjembro gives us a look at Spiral Cave, I wonder if he will do Spike Cave, because in Inverted, it's actually pretty easy to do Spike Cave. You can just save and quit to Old Man. Ooh, we now have access to that one last item in Skull Woods.
That's a really good quick check here, honestly. If we mirror and flute to 3, and then we would do a reflute back for Spike Cave. Oh man, am I calling this out? Oh no, he fluted to 4. Okay, this is Pyramid Fairy, possibly.
It seems likely.
All right, Maddie, where are we going next, bud? I'm really curious.
Unless Ninjembro's going back to Desert. Maybe right side Desert's weighing on his mind?
No, we item dash
there.
This
is Pyramid Fairy.
This is Pyramid Fairy. You wouldn't item dash there if it was Desert.
Now, we do have access to everything in Mire except the boss. I mean, it could always be one of those evil seeds with Cain and Mire.
Meanwhile, Maddie's going to get the rest of the mountain cleanup, which makes sense. So he's going to be following in Ninjembro's steps here a little bit, kind of giving time back, but at the same time, not really.
Well, I think now that Ninjembro's here, he hasn't done the front of Escape yet, so he'll probably be doing that now.
Right, that's what I was actually going to get at, was that we are probably just going to do a lot of coverage here. So we're back to not really so much following footsteps, but covering tracks.
John, did you see what Pyramid Fairy had?
No, I missed it. What was it?
A shield.
Dude, I'm telling you, shields save frames. I don't care what anyone says. You can fight me on this. Mirror shield puts laser bridge in logic. If you don't have mirror shield, you could skip laser. No, I'm kidding on that one.
Oh, and by the way, for those of you just joining us, there is a bow on Ped.
Yeah, we have a bow on Ped, everyone. We're gonna be here for a while.
Unless there's a bow-locked bow in pod, or maybe it's sitting in Saha's closet. We haven't even seen that.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too, actually. Man, I'm really sitting here curious to think. I'm trying to put myself in the runner's shoes at this point, and I am just, man, I'm really surprised we haven't dipped Ice Palace yet. I don't know. It's been clearable for so long. Fully in logic with the Ice Palace big on ninjembro's side. I don't know. Matty opting to do laser bridge skip setups from the top instead of going bottom up. This is actually gonna make it to where that way his walk out will be a little bit smoother. I'm very curious if we get an Ice Palace play from Matty after this, seeing as how he has the pod big and everything else. Matty, just hookshot it. Okay, never mind.
Do you really want to do ice without Samaria if you can help it? Especially when you're hoping the other bow shows up and you don't have to worry about pendant dungeons.
Oh, if I was hoping for the other bow to show up, Jossie, I would have already done pod bright side and everything else, brother. That stuff would have already been done.
I mean, aren't we just bow and Samaria from Go mode?
Yes.
The issue is if we can't get at the other bow, then we also need Ice Rod and TR Big Key.
You got it. Yep. That's why you kind of have to do this weird full coverage efficient route right now. But that's why I'm also saying, why are we not in Ice Palace?
Okay, where's Ninjembro going now? He's done the front of escape. He's done Uncle. Is he maybe gonna head over to Saha area?
No, this looks like a run to do... Yeah, this is going to be run to Saha, probably. Run right here. Yep. Right here, pick up the rock. Oh, it's going to be Shroom turning, actually.
Oh, he never did that. Yeah, Matty did that when he was doing the flipper checks. So it's a bit surprising Ninjembro didn't.
Getting the early snipe help there from the archer. Meanwhile, Matty's going to make this move over to Hera. Don't forget the butter sword, buddy. Don't forget that butter sword. Pick it up. Make it even between you and your opponent.
It's certainly nice to have in the Vidi fight when you're reasonably sure you're not getting silvers, but no, he doesn't want the butter sword.
I mean, you can live without silvers, though, too, Tracy, is if you just find the other bow out of logic, you're not going to do your pendants to get the pendant required bow. I don't see the argument on that one.
Just the uncertainty, I think, is what she's getting at. Of
I can see
with
that.
progressive bows, you don't know whether the other one is findable and you're simply going to live without silvers, or if you're going to have to pull ped.
You just play to both. You do your autologic bow checks, right? Which are very possible, and a lot of things are very easy to like mix.
I also didn't check. Did we get everything out of Hera, or is there an item in the basement?
Oh, that's a good point. No, Drossie, you actually asked a really good question. I missed it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on my A game. It's my first time coming with Drossie, and the first time you asked me for a reference, I was caught off guard. Darn it.
I'm just bad at keeping track of maps and compasses, as I said already. So I have my...
Oh, that's why you rely on us runners to help you out. That's why you always come with a runner. I get it now.
Chat thinks that it's compass in the basement.
We're going back in.
Oh.
Maddie's tracker will say otherwise then, because I think Maddie uses Codeman's tracker. And Codeman's tracker does keep track of your maps and compasses for you. I love Codeman's Tracker, man. If that thing didn't nuke my PC, I would use it for... I would use that thing for damn near every mode, man. I really would.
So it's interesting. I wonder if Maddie's thought process here is just, there's been so little on the mountain, there's got to be something here. And we still haven't seen Spike Cave.
Yeah, I think this is just to clean up Spike Cave after this, but at the same time, too, this could be a whole, wow, I'm really late to this hookshot chain. I kind of need something here. That's also possibly a thing, because he did play to that Desert Palace right side, and it did pay out. So if there's another payout here, this could be huge. Nothing.
And he also still hasn't done Spiral Cave because he doesn't have that Skullwood's big key. This is probably the Spiral Cave play.
Oh, I would have done Spiral Cave first before going to the left side here. This is going to be a back and forth that's going to use up a little bit of time here. Because if you wanted to handle Spike Cave, you would have done it right after that Hera. Now I wonder what we're going to do after the Spiral here on Maddie's side. Meanwhile, ninjembro just kind of cruising through the Ice Palace here. Maddie going to get the big key for Skull, which is still something that we have not checked yet. Oh man, this hard cider was so good.
Oh,
this
nice.
is such a good idea, Drosy. That was a good call, man.
So how should I... I've been wanting to do a prediction related to the other bow. I can't think of how best to phrase it.
Will we find another bow out of logic? That's probably the best way to do it. Or one of the good ways to do it. I can't think of another way. Or will we find another bow that's not on PED? One or the other. Also,
there's
chat.
the green pendant for ninjembro.
That's why I was saying I'm surprised that we're not finishing Ice Palace. Because now you get this with a Eastern dip, possibly, or a pod and Eastern dip. Like, there are a bunch of ways that you can route this right now.
Okay, I wrote the thing like this, and it'll just be based on, you know, if either runner finds a bow before pulling PED, we'll just evaluate whether it was in logic or out of logic. And if both runners pull PED before finding a bow, then the PED option will pay off.
Chat, I'm with you. I put in like 20K for the we're pulling PED. Let's go.
What did Saha just give us?
I will double check.
Or
here.
has he not grabbed the Saha? Okay, piece of heart. Got it.
He grabs it on the way out?
Yeah, that's random.
Huh.
And just to confirm to chat, yes, both runners checked PED.
Both runners know that it is a pedestal bow.
Assuming they know what choosing the archer class means.
No, I'm immediately
I think
assuming.
these guys know what you have chosen the archer class means.
Freaking dex builds, man. I hate dex builds. They're so boring. If you do a dex build in Dark Souls game, you are boring. I'm gonna say that now. You can call me out in my Twitch chat later, whenever I stream or whatever. You can yell at me in my Discord DMs. I don't care. Moonlight glaives are for nerds. No, I do strength builds. I like great swords. I like being guts.
So ninjembro does have 5 checks here in Eastern. We have the big key. We have the lamp to put big key chest in logic. Maddie is fluting to 8, so this is probably the Ice Palace play for him. And they're both not doing Spike Cave.
Yeah, man, like, we're starting to get really barren really quick. I really wonder if it's like pod big chest.
Oh, was that 3 items already in Eastern? I guess
Had to
so.
be.
And so the big chest and the big key chest are map and compass. Okay, because we know the boss has an item.
Wow. Yo, that's gross.
That's interesting. It was all junk, but at least it was quick junk.
Ooh, okay. So we're going back to the whole I don't understand why we're skipping out on pod thing, but we're at the point now where skipping out at pod means that Maddie's gonna have the big key advantage here on ninjembro.
Right. So if there is a bow in pod, Maddie will be able to finish it, and ninjembro will have to double dip.
Yep. Which also includes another double dip of Desert Palace, giving Maddie some time back too, because Maddie was able to single it all. Well, no, triple dip.
Well, he double dipped. Right. No, ninjembro has only been into desert once.
But he'll have to go in there again for the
Right,
pod.
I'm just saying double dip
Yeah.
versus double dip, so it just cancels.
Yep. Which is honestly a good thing for Maddie again, where we're really needing a clawback here to make it closer than what it is right now. Because right now, ninjembro, just CPM-wise, is just really on a tear. That is way too low, buddy. There you go.
He just really wants to make sure he can fall down. Oh, very nice tempered sword spin there for Maddie. So I guess the first two chests were both small keys, and that's why we're up here.
Oh, Canis Samaria being, hey, yo, this is why you go to pod in inverted.
Yes, well, now Meyer is full clearable.
Oh my goodness.
So there's potentially an item on the right side. Let's see if ninjembro... Yeah, he's gonna... he's got that green goo, and his magic is slightly below full. So we're just gonna...
Yep,
use
so long as he doesn't camera transition, yep, that should be good.
Yeah, potion camera unlock, because... Why not? That makes perfect sense if you drink potion while walking to the left, the camera unlocks. Right?
Man, y'all need to learn how to spam Hadoukens better. Save that green goo. Green goos matter. At least they do whenever you're fighting Cold Stare. All right, we got the small key in a map here, which means that big key could really pay out here for Maddie, possibly. This is going to get really interesting really quick. Are we going to hold down and do it? No, we're going to walk over to the Beetles and waste time. Hold down, put the Samaria block down at the door, and then pit dash up. You don't have to walk all the way to the left of the screen like that, ninjembro, whenever you watch this back, brother. I got a clip for you if you want it.
So Chad is saying that ninjembro may do right side desert since he'll be in the area doing Meyer anyway, and he has to mirror to Meyer because we don't have... Oh, no, you... Right. No, we... Inverted always confuses me.
So he would have to...
Yeah, from the Dark World, he can flute to 6, and then he can't touch desert, and he probably will flute to 6 as opposed to running all the way over there.
You got it. Yep.
Why do we play inverted again?
I don't know. You're the ones. You guys are the ones that picked the modes, not me.
Not me. Ask your teammates. Snerd got to vote on it.
Oh, dude, I yelled at him so bad. I yelled at him so much. You don't even know. You don't even know. For all you know, it could be ex-teammate draws. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so here ninjembro's fluting over.
Yep, straight to Meyer.
He doesn't have mitts. He can't open that portal, so he's not going to be able to go back into desert.
And then this is going to be Maddie's combo play here for the Pod Eastern Palace ordeal that we were talking about, too.
Yep, and we'll see whether we have anything in the big chest to write home about.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be a huge check. We're running out, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Samaria's given us the rest of Turtle Rock.
Skelly, what if I told you that the tournament that I run, Kabuki, Kabukitational, has been debating about having additional modes that aren't in the 80 keys tournament, and then Fluke keys was actually going to be one of them. You could DM me if you think that's a good idea or not. Hee.
Also, shout-outs to Skelly, who did, in his race earlier today, he did an Ambrosia Seed in an hour 12. Ooh, there's the
we
T Big, by the way, so we are now Ice Rod from Ped being available.
Dip Meyer. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. I'm a fan of an inverted. Whenever you're right by a dungeon, you should just dip it. I know we didn't have the boots or the hook shot, but with the riding that me and you were talking about earlier, we would have had boots whenever we were over here.
So we now have the entire rest of TR available, except for the boss because we don't have Ice Rod.
Yeah, which is very... I hate Ice Rod. I hate Ice Rod because, like, it is the one item that you're like, cool, it allows me to kill the one boss in the game. Do you need it for anything? No. Just for a turtle that decided to be blue. Just the turtle that decided to have two different colors, blue and red. Yep, turtle. Turtle changed its mind. Isn't it supposed to be like a rock dragon?
And Compass Chest was junk, but that's our second item, so we can just go to the back now.
Yep. Because the boss has the guaranteed item here. So Meyer being 3 checks is actually huge.
And since the big key isn't in the dungeon, there can't be small keys on the left side.
Correct. Maddie's going to get the third item here.
He was counting as well. Good job.
This is why I wanted to commentate this race, too. These are both... Again, we talked about how we were at SGL Live and everything else. These runners, albeit there is a disparity right now, they're damn even.
Yeah, Maddie's really underrated. Like, a lot of people in the community don't know about him, and obviously Ninjembro's been around forever and is very well known.
Well, Maddie was a part of me, Aaron, Vex, and a few other runners' mentor tournament class.
Right, that was 2021?
Yes. Speaking of, actually, if you want to learn Randomizer, the Go Mode podcast is actually hosting the mentor tournament again here. Signups are now live, actually. I don't know if we have any links available at the moment, but I'm sure someone will hook you up if you ask them in chat.
Yeah, and you can also just check the main ALTTPR Discord, not the tournament Discord, but there are a ton of Discord links in the main ALTTPR Discord.
Oh, beautiful. We did get that. Oh, hey, look, Ice Rod.
Ice Rod on Biddy! Oh my. So, that'll actually be Maddie's Go Mode. Because when Maddie does that, since he already has Pod Big Key...
Oh, yeah.
He can just rush Trinex and pull Ped and he's in Go Mode.
Oh, Ninjembro still has to hunt for Pod Big. This could be something.
Ninjembro's got a full clear Turtle Rock.
Yep, and then Maddie's going to get that Ice Rod and be like, I know what I'm doing. Punched my microphone.
Yeah, so just again, for late arrivals... Desert Small Key was on the torch. Both runners first went in there without boots, but Ninjembro had the big, so he just took the small key in the back and beat the boss. Maddie didn't have the big key at the time. He couldn't beat the boss, so instead he went and, just did some stuff in the front. So when he came back later, he actually was able to get that small key, since he had the boots by then, and did the right side and got the Pod Big. And Turtle Rock Big Key was in Spike Chest and Meyer.
Yep, we have knowledge of everything. You know what's going to be really curious here in a second, though, Drossi? The one thing, what if the Pod Big just has a bow?
Yes, that would be even more huge, but... Even otherwise, like, Ninjembro will beat Trinex. That'll put him at the entrance to TR, which will then be open, because it automatically opens if you beat the boss.
Yep. And then, which makes your right side to check much easier to do. And, you could just mirror and do Compass Chest afterwards, or whatever order you please. It still makes it to where that way the warping back to the front of TR is still the optimal way to do this dungeon here. I love how inverted makes TR.
Oh, well, that's what the Pod Big Key got us.
Yo, I wouldn't mind free money for just opening a wooden box. Are you kidding me?
Even if it's a red cent? Well, I guess a green cent.
Wouldn't that be basically a quarter? You mean to tell me I can get free quarters by just opening wooden boxes?
Okay, so Matty is going to take his Cane of Samaria. And wait, he did get Samaria there, yes?
Thought he did.
I sure hope he did.
I hope so too.
Is he? I mean, this is a Pyramid Fairy play. If he had Samaria, he'd be doing Mire now.
Tell me Maddie skipped it. I'm gonna double check.
He skipped Big Key Chest, chat saying. I mean, why? You had the small keys for it. Why would you skip that?
That actually just threw away the game, I think.
Yeah, that's... I mean, you get small keys in the first two chests in pod. It should be automatic to do the big key chest, because at that point it's 50-50 for not being a small key. Not that I know what else Matty even has. I mean, I guess there's Zora, because he didn't have the money for it.
Okay. I'm going to tell you this right now, Jossie, and this is calling out someone. Maddie pulled a Vex from last year for Vex versus Andy, where he counted the small keys, focused too much on the small key logic of a dungeon in a non-small key shuffle mode, and skipped the vanilla big key because he only got 4 small keys from the non-Bowlock side.
Oh, jeez. This is rough. Meanwhile, ninjembro is going to pull Ped.
Why do you count keys in a small key shuffle, non-small key shuffle mode? I will never, ever know. Open everything.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I don't get it, because then, you know, if there aren't enough keys, you're like, okay, the back is logically locked. But then
you could be bad for counting keys and then miscounting and then missing a key item to finish the game. Who knows? I'll count keys whenever the keys are shuffled. And we definitely switch audio here as ninjembro gets that ped pull for chat.
So he resisted the urge to do the front of TR. Or did he just do it that quickly while we were trying to figure out what
he did it that quickly.
Okay, well, that's his go mode. Well, no, he still needs the pod big.
Yep. Still need it from Desert Palace. Do you think he's going to bank on it being on Armos Knights?
I think you have to do Armos here. It's a crystal. Except that he's still running around. He hasn't now he's mirroring. Oh, Skullwood's big chest.
Yep.
Right.
Because we still have yet to check this.
Which Maddie's also doing. Ugh. I can't believe... I mean, races swing on small things. You know
yes,
that...
they do.
You know, if Matty had done that big key chest and pod, he'd be well on his way to go mode in Mire right now.
And he would have catched up.
Catched. We speak English good here.
English is great. I like English. I really wish that we didn't use the same like word spelling and had like absolutely drastic different pronunciations for the same words. Like oh man, what was one of the examples? I know everyone understands what I'm talking about, but I'm trying to think of an example on the fly, and I really can't do it. Oh, now we're doing Sick Kid in 1 hour and 22 minutes on both
of them. So ninjembro didn't do it, but hey, look at the Sick Kid. Oh my goodness.
Both of you.
Okay, so ninjembro could also do left side swamp. There is that Cane of Burna there. Matty's now going into Mire, so he'll get his Turtle Rock big, but he won't get Ice Rod because he can't beat the boss.
Yeah, this is
bad.
This is over at this point. Unfortunately, guys. That was the swing that Matty needed, and he just did not do it.
And
And this
ninjembro is
Desert
going to
Palace
desert,
play.
this looks like. Okay, so this will be his go mode.
Yep. Unfortunately, I think this TR big here is going to force Matty to go back up to TR2, so we're just not going to we're not going back for that pod vanilla big key chest. This is done.
I just hope his stout was good. Ninjembro actually handicapped himself. He's doing a 13% stout. Matty and I are only doing 11.
Oh no, Tracy, this would have mattered huge actually, because Matty would have been done with Meyer by now.
Yeah, like if Matty had Samaria, he would have gone straight to Meyer. There's no reason you would have done anything else after pod.
Yep, and then after you come straight here to Meyer, you get this TR big, right? And then I think personally you would rush Vidi here from here, right? Because you know that the boss has a guaranteed item. Why not take that chance? You get the ice rod there, you're done.
So at 124.56, Ninjembro is in go mode.
With a Eastern Palace and pod left to boot. That's too high, buddy.
Yeah, Matty had one out, and unfortunately he wasted it.
Yeah, he really didn't play to it that well either. Like, whenever you get the pod big there, you're like, all right, I'm full clearing pod. Never mind, I'm skipping something. And that was just the crucial one. I'm going to... You know what's going to be really rough on this, though, Drossi, is that we're going to reference the Vex versus Andy, like probably off the stream, not in the commentator booth to, you know, really dig it in there. I'll hit him with it like later tonight or tomorrow, but then it'll be like, oh.
Oh, and did Matty not do compass chest because I guess he's in the mode of I'm going to, you know, do everything on the right, except that, again, the big key wasn't even in the dungeon, so all the small keys had to be over on the right there.
Yep.
Boss has an item, so Vidi can't have a small key. So literally the small keys were all congregated over there.
On the right side. Which is actually why you get the one small key and you rush the left and inverted. Unless the small keys are shuffled, then it's a different story.
I just realized Matty can't clear TR. He doesn't have Samaria, so what is he gonna do?
Oh no, he can go back for the TR big chest.
Oh yeah, that check.
That was my point. Yeah, that was my point.
And Crystal Roller.
Uh-huh, you got it. Is that he would go back for those. And this isn't just dirt on the grave. This is like a little cement pouring on top for the plaque. I think this is officially the foot in the grave.
Yeah. It's
like chest, all the orphans. Ah, it's rough. Inverted does that though. Makes your brain melt. There's a reason I did 80 seeds before the main tournament last year for Influkeys.
Well,
this mode will get you, man.
Cash. Yeah, Matty back on the mountain. He's going to do those 2 checks in TR.
Yep. Oh, it's very callable.
I mean,
Influkeys specifically, Skelly.
Honestly, this is amazing back and forth. That like one runner had like a 2 or 3 crystal lead, and then the other runner finds like one big key that you know the other runner's going to be a long time getting to. And then he skips one check, and it is the wrong check to skip.
You know what's funny? I think that's the same exact check that Vex skipped as well, because that was flippers for him versus Andy.
It is out of the way.
Yep. Well, it's not out of the way if you route it with Stoutful's basement.
Right. I mean, Ninjembro did pod exactly how you should do pod with this layout. And with that loadout in terms of, you know, not having the right side logically accessible.
Correct. I think making it to where the right side was done after those is the right way to do it, and I don't think Matty did it that way. Yeah, see, this is going to be the mirror for the TR big. We're going to go to Crystal Room. We're going to be sad, and we're going to be like, what did I forget? And or, oh, no, I didn't do this, and then go back to it.
Hey, there's another bottle.
We did it. We got bottles. Oh, we got another shield. Let's go.
Hey, we know all three of them. There's Mirror Shield on Race Game now.
Yo, go back. Go get it. Puts Laser Bridge in logic.
Okay, where's Maddie gonna go?
Does
he have down this way?
Good question. What do we have done this way?
Beats me.
No? Are we thinking we miscounted Eastern Palace? Floating Island or Hylia Island? Hobo?
Oh, Zora? We never did get Zora. He didn't have quite enough money.
Yeah, Zora.
Meanwhile, as Helmasaur King explodes and Ninjembro's grabbing Crystal 7, we have a lot of locations to check for the big chest in GT, and Ninjembro will have to get up to what would normally in vanilla be the Aga Tower entrance, and since we didn't beat Aga, there's no fast way there. But if you want to spend your hard-earned channel points, you can guess which room it'll be in.
Oh, you figured out how to get every chest in there by just doing the names. That's Paul.
Yeah, there are 10 different rooms that have checks in them in GT Basement. It's great.
Hell yeah.
Of course, not counting big chest, because who opens the big chest? Except sometimes when you're in sword mode, and I've seen someone get their Master Sword for Go mode in GT Big Chest.
Oh man, that happens quite a bit. Inverted, man. It's a fun mode. I became a fan of not racing it, but at the same time too, if I have to, I will. This mode can be rough. Are we going back for the Ice Palace Big Key? I think we are.
Oh boy.
I mean, okay, he's playing to the outs now because I think he flat out forgot it at this point.
And Ninjembro, yeah, we saw this last night. Ninjembro is a classic router. He'll go to Hope Room first, hope for a small key, and there's the small key, so he'll go to.
Now he's going to do right side.
Yeah.
Yep. That is the old school. That's one of the GT routes that I personally ran almost all the time for a while. I've slowly started converting to either DM, or if I get 2 small keys on right side, that's whenever I do this decision. But if I only get 1, I still go left. And I agree, Skelly. Every mode is fun as long as the settings make sense. All right. GT. Oh, there's our silvers.
Okay.
Hey, look.
So.
And oh wow.
Absolutely forced.
Okay.
So that was Compass Room, right? And now Ninjembro's getting a key on this side.
Yep.
And I guess that was 6 for... anyone guess 6?
For the number...
A Fugitive from Reality. Congratulations!
I did it. Unless you were thinking it was left side. Then you didn't do it. But it wasn't... We didn't go left side first. So haha. Yeah, that's the other thing too, Gamma pointing out too. He could have just got the small key from taking the portal after opening up that big key.
Oh yeah, he mirrored a bit too quickly.
Yep.
He probably mirrored and looks then like, oh, I don't have any small keys. It
What
was
do you mean?
probably just an automatic, oh, I got the big key, I should start the climb. Oh, wait, I don't have any small keys.
Right, and he's gonna get the one small key here, and then he's gonna get the small key off of the mini helmet upstairs. You don't need 2, you only need 1. Yo, keep showing off this GT climb, ninjembro. What we got? Alright, I see you. Keep going, though. Do we know bow strats here? No, we just gonna chance it with the dash. We're not lucky.
At least it's gonna be a fast Ganon fight.
Oh, yeah, I mean, hey, he took the time to grab that butter.
Okay, so...
This is the flute of shame.
Yeah, Maddie going back to pod here.
Realizing, oh, man. This win could have been huge for Maddie too, because let me bring up the groups here really quick. So right now we have ninjembro at 3-0, soon to be 4-0,
which should clinch him a spot in brackets.
Yeah, that guarantees him in brackets now. So this is good for ninjembro. He's done. He doesn't really have to have the tournament anxiety matches for making sure that he can make it in. Right. We have Krithel at 1 and 2. This is going to put Maddie, who is currently 1 and 1, at 1 and 2, and then we have Zaf in last place currently with 0 and 2. If Maddie,
I mean, those are all good runners. That is going to be a big battle between them for this.
This group can be blown wide open. However, ninjembro getting this 4-0 makes it to where that fight for second is going to be rough.
Yeah, obviously, if ninjembro went to 3-1 and Maddie went to 2-1, they'd both be very well situated. And there's Maddie's Kane. He's still not in go mode. He still needs to beat Viddy for the ice rod.
He's going to get that ice rod and feel insanely bad, but I don't even know if we'll get... Well, no, we'll get to that point.
Yeah, he should be able to get to Vitreous before ninjembro finishes.
Ninjembro, I'll gift you 5 subs right now if you all of a sudden hover, but you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. Do it. I verbally challenged you 10 minutes in the past to do it. Because for those that do not know, we do run these races on delay. We do not like, we want the competitive integrity to stay as much as possible. Ooh, ninjembro's SO shouting out that this is going to be their first time making it out of groups for main tournament.
Wow, I'm surprised just given how long he's been playing and how strong a player he is. But it's kind of like how Bruins fan JP has almost never made it out of groups, There's some very good runners who have trouble making it to brackets.
Well, because group stage, man, it can be rough.
Yeah! It just goes to show that, all 128 runners who are in groups have something to them and are not pushovers.
Yeah, personal opinions aside, you made it to the top 128. You made it to the top 128. Show us your snuff. If you don't show us your snuff, you're gonna drown in the group stage. Or in the words of the current O2 person Zaf in chat right now, just Swiss me, fam.
Okay, so I'm looking this up historically. Ninjembro did make the 128-person bracket following the 512 Swiss.
Oh, he did? Wow.
That's the only time we've had a 128-person bracket, though. Usually it's been 32 or 64.
Right. What's wrong with Swiss, chat? You don't want to do another 400, 500-person Swiss stream? Or Swiss stuff? We don't want to do it, guys? Don't worry, I don't want to do it either. We're gonna get these slashes here on Ganon, though, as we're already on the phase.
So Maddie will barely get go mode before ninjembro wins.
Yeah, I was right on my timing. I said I didn't. I just said it would be close. Maddie, Maddie, spin him. Okay.
Now it's another feels bad moment that he didn't need to double dip Meyer.
Yep. This is just really gonna... I bet every runner has been in this situation, right? And you just are getting... You're just like, man, are they done yet?
Well, speaking of done, get your GGs in for ninjembro.
Go GG's ninjembro. I'm still gonna remember that archery game forever. I can't believe you actually got the archery class even unlocked with that showmanship of bowmanship. But GG. Good stuff, man. Congrats on brackets.
And that is the forfeit from Maddie.
Yep.
So let's get them both in here. We have our winner ninjembro, GG.
GG. Yo, Jon Snow, calling out my arrow game, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I'll call it out to your face too, dude. That was horrible.
The hard reset was great.
I was just like, this is... I was like, I don't know how this happened. And then, like, there was just no money to be found anywhere, like, after that. It was insane. I was like, this is absurd. Yo, Maddie, GG's, dude.
Yeah, Maddie. Okay, first off, important question. How were the stouts?
Oh,
The stouts are great.
yeah, mine was good. I'm happy.
How about yours, John?
It's great. I'm still working on it. I haven't quite finished.
I was about to say, I only joined y'all with some ciders and such since you guys missed out on that part. I was like, wait, I don't have this beer. All right, 19%. Here we go.
All good. All good.
That's a cider. 19% cider. Man, you got a wine.
Yeah, what?
Nope. They don't make them here anymore.
F.
But so it was I asked it early on, or actually I brought it up as a discussion point. Neither one of you dipped swamp early in inverted, and I was very curious to ask as to why. And ninjembro, like, because you go in there and man, those boots early would have been wild, but anything else too, right? To that recollection, I understand it's hookless swamp, but in inverted, it's just such a nice dense check to pair in with the dam and make a decision based off of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the mirror was in the dam, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So, to be completely honest, like going into swamp at that point in time didn't even register on my mind because of like, and I think like I'm gonna like start with the end here and then go back to the beginning. I think I would make the same play even if swamp registered on my mind, because despite swamp being reasonably dense, what I had ahead of me was way more dense.
Oh, that's fair.
And it's like getting back to swamp isn't really slow. So yeah, like I'm just gonna wait for the hook shot probably in most scenarios there. If the seed's already pretty much drying up and like there's not a whole lot left to do, like, but that's not really going to happen in that scenario in Inversia very often. It's like, yeah, let's go in, but like I was like, oh, I can still do Mini Motorhorn Cave, Ice Rod Cave,
Right.
Main Under the Bridge, Hylia Island, like all of the Zora area, like Value Town.
And then Maddie, I'm gonna assume the same.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It just felt a little like I thought about it. I almost did it, but it just felt a little too early. I also, I had the desert area too.
Yeah.
So it was like, and I mean, yeah, it would have been great if it got the boots. Although, it would have. I don't know if it would save time to do that or not because the hook shot wasn't there. But yeah, I mean, it's a reasonable decision. I just didn't want to make it.
Well, so
And yeah, shout outs to Desert, just like being clearable out of logic and just having both non-boss items locked behind the boots. Really cool game.
that's what I was actually gonna get at. The big swinging point was that Maddie went back to Desert with the boots and had to clear the boss still, and got the pod big. However, pulled a Vex from last year. I said I wasn't gonna call you out on it, but I'm gonna call you out on it now. And decided to not do vanilla big key for pod.
I just forgot that could be in logic.
I couldn't tell if it was because you were counting or you just forgot.
No, I knew. I just assumed that it was going to be nothing.
That's rough.
So when I do pod, like almost in any mode really, well, like any like mode where small keys are in their respective dungeons. Like if I'm going into pod, if I'm going into pod without a bow, I'm generally just going to route it like I would normally.
So here's why I did that, and I would normally do that, but in this particular case, when I went in there, the only things that I needed were the bow and the cane, and I knew that that bow that was on the ped required the cane to complete the Turtle Rock, and so.
Right.
I thought, like, well, it's not going to, like, I'm not going to play for, like, this incredibly low chance that the other bow is, that's the only thing I could have gotten was the other bow. It couldn't have, or that, like, there was another bow in, like, one of the two places I had, like, I didn't have very much left.
By the way, that was so great. Ninjembro, what did you think about Silver's being right next to the GT Big?
Oh, that was wild.
I was just like, honestly, like, I felt pretty good about it. I was like, well, at least Silvers weren't in one of the, like, you know, like left side swamp or Hera basement or like.
I mean, right? At least you confirmed that ped was hard required.
Yeah, and then I was just like, oh, that makes cannon go a little quicker. Like that was a consolation prize, to be honest.
Did you get a little bit, did you jump the gun a little bit there? Because you didn't take the portal to get the small key. So you still mirrored and had to go to the left side to get the small key over there instead.
Yeah, I just wasn't really thinking. Like I was just like, I was honestly just like muscle. Well, I guess I can't even say muscle memorying because normally I would go get that small key. Yeah, I was just like, oh, we got the big key. Like, let's go. And like literally like before my finger even like hit the button, but like my finger was already moving on its own. I was like, wait, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's a very minor time loss there. So I didn't really care that much.
So was this game 1 or game 2? I don't have the individual matchups up. I only have the group results.
Game 2.
This
was game 2? Aww.
Yeah.
I missed game 1? Damn.
Game 1 was like...
It was a little bit closer. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I remember your game 1. That was last Thursday.
Yeah, and that was like, that was standard boots. And yeah, that one was pretty close, if I recall. Not quite as close as myself and Zaf last night, which was insane. But
it wasn't as close as Zaf kill, not at all. But,
this one was going to be pretty close. Like I think Matty would have had a lead if he had gotten that cane, because then you go right to Meyer and you get your go mode in there because he already had Desert Big.
Especially, so I have a question really quick, Matty, for you. Let's put a hypothesis out there where you had Samaria in that situation, right? Where you're in Meyer and everything else. Whenever you get that TR Big out of Spike Chest, do you just go to Vidi or do you continue clearing the dungeon?
Oh no, I would have gone. I was going at that point. I just assumed that the bow on ped was it. And,
yeah, same.
I would have
if I were there.
And so you would have rushed Vidi. Yeah, okay, that's what I said too. Whenever
I was thinking the entire time, because I checked ped really early too. If I got in a situation where bow was go mode, and I didn't, I had everything.
Well, you didn't have the ice rod yet, was the thing.
Yeah,
because that was
I
on
still would have
Vidi.
gone to. I still would have gone to.
Right.
Vidi, and then I would have had to come back into Meyer to look for an ice rod. If that.
Oh, right. Yes, except that Vidi would put you in go mode in this case. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
why I brought it up.
Yeah. Once I did Vidi, I would have gotten the ice rod, and I'm gone, and I'm just doing Trinex, and I'm getting the bow from ped and calling it a day, because that was always going to be my plan. Was if I had everything I needed to clear all those pendants, and I had everything else, I just needed a bow. I knew where that was, and I would do whatever pendants that I had left at that, if I had any at that point, and just go and do that.
Yeah, I almost. I told Maddie in the race time room while waiting for the rescreen to catch up. I was just like, I almost, just because of how much was ahead of me, I almost did not read ped. And really the only reason I did was because of the way it forces you like right next to it when you're going through Lost Woods coming from Village of Outcasts without the
that's the freest walk up that log.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to do it, and then I was walking up there and I was like, that's right there. I might as well do it.
Yep.
Because normally when normally in Vroja, like I will do my first Light World loop starting just south of Link's house and kind of go up through CAC and go that way. And if I had done that, no chance I'm touching ped.
Right, exactly.
But because of like basically being forced right next to it in the way that I routed, I was like, let me check this. I guess like it's probably nothing, and it's a bow.
Which
Yep.
is one of the worst
And
things.
then it really like set like my brain to just kind of be like, well, now
I'm
it's
doing
like
everything.
well, like there's another bow out there, right? And like there's a very good chance it's in GT, but like there's also a very good chance it's not, with just how much is still available at that point in time that you check that. So I'm like, I'm going to route this as if the other bow is just out there in the wild. But as I close in on like a smaller number of checks, I'm going to go into and clear pendants like as if they were crystals. Like I'm not going to avoid pendants because they're pendants, but I'm also not going to prioritize them.
That explains the very delay on both your guys' ends to not just go into Ice Palace. I'm kind of a fan of going into Ice Palace and inverted regardless. For inverted, mainly because it's just open the moment you have flippers and fire rod and a hammer.
I felt like all of those items though were in like such a weird sphere that like if those things had like if Ice Palace had opened up like before I had Light World access, it'd be another story. But like they were opened up at the same time, like the entire game was opened up. So, like, I'm not even going to touch Ice Palace until like it becomes the most reasonable dense location that's not Pod Eastern, because I kept putting off Pod Eastern because I just was hoping for a bow beforehand. So I was like, well, I can do pendants before I go to Pod Eastern because I know they eventually lead me to a bow in case I don't find one elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, because I ended up, doing the Light World route, and once I got like Hookshot and Desert big key, it's like, okay, now I can, and boots, now I can do all of these, and I can do the mountain, and I can do a bunch of stuff there, and then by the time I finally got all done with that, and then it was okay, I can either go to Pod and Eastern, or I can go to Ice, and I think I went to Ice at that point, because another nice thing about that is you have the green pendant, you can kind of turn that in at the same time as you're up there with all the other stuff.
But yeah, with that all though, congrats, Ninja Bro. I'm pretty sure this clutches you for brackets.
Yeah, I talked to a buddy of mine who's not even in this tournament. He doesn't even play this game, but I was like, I'm lazy. Help me math this out.
Yeah, because you have one game left against Zaf, and he's the only one in the group who doesn't have any wins. If you did lose the two from here, Zaf would get a win. Yeah. And the only way to get a three-way tie at 4-2 is if someone goes 0-6. So
yeah.
Yep.
A three-way tie can't happen, so you've clinched.
Yep. There's, although I will say to, Zaf and Krithel, there's a lot of scary runners in this tournament, so I am trying to go 6-0 because I don't want to I want to avoid the other 6-0 runners as much as I can.
Please try.
Not too bad, coward. You got to face that.
It also came up that your last time in brackets was the 128 person bracket that came out of the 512 Swiss.
Yeah, and after that I took like a slightly longer than 2-year hiatus from Rando. I think after that tournament and between coming back when Ladder came out, I may have played 5 seeds over those 2 years. And yeah, I came back a little bit after 2020 main tournament, so I wasn't able to make it for that. But both 2021 and 2022, I both made groups, got completely insane group draws in both of those. And I really every group is a rough draw, and Matty, Krithel, and Zaf are all really good. And but those 2 years, I forget exactly who it was the first year I came back, 21, but it was me, Stolzer, Zelga, and I forget who the fourth runner was. I was just are you kidding me?
A lot of the old founders, but yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about, because my group last year, whenever I was hard tourney mode, was I think everyone was DMing me and adding me dude, you're dead. And I was no, I'm gonna do my best. So I know what it's like to be in that shark pool, man. It's rough.
Yeah, and like everybody in this year's tournament has their own opinion on what the groups of death are, but like I do have to shout out and say I am very sorry for my league teammate Maniacal, who I think got probably the hardest group.
Oh.
With Maniacal, Schultzer, Telethar, and Freddy.
Yep.
That really is the group of death this time around.
There's a couple other very, very good groups, but to me, that is the scariest
That's the one
group
that
in the
screams,
tournament.
dude. That one screams so bad. But with that though, yo, GG's to you guys, and thanks for putting on this show, and thanks for making it a ped seed, whoever rolled it.
Yeah, Drossi, thanks.
I tried to not
Name Drossi.
I was comms on Pen Seed last night, so I can't get away from them. They're everywhere.
But with that, Jossie, you got anything to say, man? Because I'm about ready to finish off this. I'm ready about to finish
Yeah,
off.
no, I mean, this was great. GG's both of you. It was a great race to watch. And John, I'm glad we could do comms. As I say, I don't think we've done it before.
No, it's the first time, man. We did it. It was good. And we should do it again. And we could even do it again in person if we meet up at SGL again, which I better see you two there too if we go. Oh, man.
Yeah, I hope to see all of you there. And a lot of you in chat as well. I hope to see you there.
And we want to see new people too.
Absolutely. And once again, shout out Malkier for doing the tracking tonight.
Big shouts.
Inverted is definitely confusing to track, just in terms of thinking about when checks are going to come up. So we really appreciate that.
Inverted, big key shuffle, all the goods. But with that, yo, GG's chat, GG's runners, GG's comms, GG's crew, and everyone else in between. Take it easy and have a good night.